You're tuned in to rushbikes.com.
So what time is it? What are we doing?
What is it? Just about to be, just a little past 7. Guys will be here in about an hour. Here at the shop. You're tuned in to rushbikes.com. Today we're going to be beginning the disassembly of the Vicla build. Beginning a new build is always exciting, but this particular build is extra interesting because the customer actually found me by watching the YouTube video, just like you. He was really intrigued by the Carlini design, gangster apes we installed, spoke wheels, the white walls, the stretch fender, the fishtail exhaust, everything that went into making this Cholo build. And just to let you know, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that we're gonna be giving this motorcycle away. I'm super excited on seeing who's going to win. It's really easy to do. You can go to rushbikes.com, purchase any of our t-shirts, hoodies, or pullovers. Every $5 you spend gets you an entry to win this bike. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin this custom build. So let's go ahead and start with the fenders. I'm going to go ahead and remove the seat. If you want to start with the rear fender. So we're about a quarter of the way through. We're going to remove the gas tank, but before we do, we need to drain the gas out of it. These older fuel tanks have a connecting line that once they're disconnected, we're going to have fuel everywhere. So we're going to avoid the shop smelling like gas, and everything's going really smooth. No hiccups just yet, so it's starting to be a good day. Okay, so we will remove the rear wheel, we'll remove the front wheel, we'll drop the forks. I'm going to have you do the tire mount and install on the front and rear, as well as putting those forks together, so that way we can slide them down. So let's go. So we got done removing the front and rear wheel. Now we're gonna be installing a brand new set of wheels, some Fat 50 spokes with some white walls. It's gonna look amazing. Now that the teardown is complete, we get to move on to the chrome forks, chrome wheels, white wall tires, chrome accessories, a whole lot of chrome. Hoodie season is here, and I've got the perfect hoodie for you. Go to rushbikes.com today and get your hoodie, the most comfortable, softest hoodie you'll ever own. But that's not it. Not only do you get a badass hoodie, you also get entered to win this. Welcome to episode 2 of the Vicla build. Today, we're gonna be doing chrome accessories, handlebars, and wheels. But first, let's go over to Chad and see what we got going on.
My name is Chad Hartzog. At Rush, I am the sales and office manager. One of my main job functions here is ordering all the parts, making sure that we have everything we need for the builds that we do. For this current build, we've chosen Kuryakin for all the chrome and accent pieces. Like right here, we've got the swing arm covers. For the Softail, we've got the tappet block accent covers, we've got the boomerang frame covers, the inner primary cover, and then the down tube covers. On this build, we're going to be doing 16-inch gangster apes by Carlini Design, and for the handlebar installation kit, we're going to be using Magnum shielding. Bad Dad is another supplier that we use for really high quality products such as fenders and things like that. This right here is a 21-inch Mo fender. And then the Classic Series rear fender with a 5-inch stretch over stock. Also for the handlebars, we've got Carlini Design risers. We order these in raw, and then we have them powder coated locally. And then we use Arlen Ness handlebar dampening kits. You can purchase all of these parts on rushbikes.com and more. And you can also purchase your shirt there as well to be entered to win the Cholo bike that we're giving away at the end of the year. Now I'm going to pass you to Jonathan, and he's going to talk about the forks that we're doing on this build.
So today we're going to be replacing the stock fork sliders with these chrome fork sliders today. But you can't just put these on there. We're going to have to disassemble the other ones, install the new bushings, new seals, and put everything back together and make this bike really stand out. Now let's go over to Stacy and see what he's got for the wheels.
So right now we're gonna do the mountain balance for the Vicla build. What we're putting on the Vicla build is a fat 50 spoke, 21-inch wheel with a nice white wall.
All right guys, the disassembly is complete. Stacy, let's go ahead and start installing the chrome. I'll start off by disassembling the air cleaner.
I'll take care of the chrome on the swing arm.
Okay, Jonathan will bring the forks. Let's keep this build moving slow and smooth.
Bet.
I'm installing a high flow air filter, and this is recommended because whenever you put an exhaust on, the engine is taking more air out of the engine, which requires more air in. It also requires a fuel management system, which we'll be using the DynoJet Power Vision, which is an amazing tuner. It allows the customer to tune the motorcycle on their own. They can do an auto tune. It saves y'all from having to go to the Harley Davidson dealerships and spend $800 to $1,200 every couple of months. So. Kuryakin really comes through with their chrome accents. Everything falls right into place, very easy installation, even for the beginner bike enthusiast who just wants to fix up their motorcycle.
So the best part about having a tire machine in-house, you don't have to wait an hour or two to get your wheels mounted and balanced. So that's a good plus thing that we have to have the machine here.
One of the things that this customer loves so much about the Cholo build was a mammoth spoke wheel. So we hooked him up with the same wheels along with the Metro ME888 white wall tires to finish it all off. Well, we're done for the day and the bike looks amazing, but we're not done yet. Stay tuned for episode 3, where I'm going to be putting on one of my one-of-a-kind custom paint jobs. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Facebook, and like us on Instagram. But go to rushbikes.com right now and get your chance to win the Cholo build that we built for you. Do you like quality clothing? Sure, we all do. Rushbikes.com has an amazing line of pullover hoodies that you should definitely check out. If that's not enough, you also get a chance to win this. Now for my favorite part of the build, the paint. Painting always takes a lot of preparation, figuring out what color combinations. You can do metal flake, metallics, candies. All of these variables come into play when figuring out how you're going to do this paint job. A good paint job is only as good as its prep. We know that we're going to be doing a metal flake paint job using root beer candy as well as some pagan golds, black, a lot of masking, maybe do some scallops, maybe just do something really cool. Whenever I do any of my painting, I use a multiple variation of guns. This particular gun is an LPH 440, which I'm going to be using to shoot sealer, and then we'll be doing that here in just a few minutes. This gun right here is an LPH 400. I use this specifically for base coats and metallics. I have another gun here, which is a Softail. This is one of my first guns I ever purchased, and a really good gun. I've kind of retired it and just use it for flake because it is a little bit bigger nozzle size. So we'll be shooting some mini flake as well as some heavy flake. And my last gun that I use is going to be another LPH 400, and this particular gun is dedicated only to clear. So I'll either shoot SG 100 or UC 35 out of this gun, and that's all I shoot. We're going to start off after the sealer. We're going to shoot some C2C BCO2. This is an Orion Silver. It's a little bit coarser flake. Once that's done, we're going to shoot some mini flake, and then we're going to finish it off with some heavy flake. We'll wind up putting maybe six or seven coats of some UC35 House of Color clear coat. Out of everything that you see here, all the preparation, all the tools, the most important tool that we use here is your mask. So guys, whether you're a beginner painter or a pro, man, you know how important these masks are. We want you to stay alive and continue to produce awesome paint work for years to come. So with no further ado, let's get into the paint job. So now that all the parts are primed, we're now going to remove these, sand them down, and get them ready for sealer, so that way we can shoot the flake here in just a few minutes. A fine finish on amazing paint jobs always starts with the foundation. So we're going to be using some 3M guide coat. So to find out if we have any low spots. Next, we're going to take some 400 grit 3M wet dry sandpaper. We soak this in the bucket for about 15 minutes before we start, and I'll show you what we're looking for. See, as we start sanding, these are all low spots. That's orange peel. We're going to take all of that out. We're going to continue on with this process from the front fender, rear fender, and the fuel tank until we have no low spots. After that, we'll shoot some sealer, move into the flake, and start spraying some clear. While we're waiting on our sealer to dry, we're going to go ahead and mix up some Orion Silver and begin stage one of our heavy flake base coat. Now that we've completed the Orion Silver base coat, we're going to move on into the flake. Now I'm going to be mixing SG 100, some mini flake, and some heavy flake. Now that we're done spraying the flake, we're going to move on into shooting the clear. We're going to spray about 6 coats of clear, let it dry overnight, come back the following day, wet sand everything down, and reshoot the clear. That way we have a smooth, slick surface to put on some award-winning graphics. Well, the taping is done. Now it's time to move on to the next step of this graphic job. We're going to move these pieces inside the booth, and we're going to spray some root beer candy over everything exposed here. Stay tuned to watch this badass bike unfold. Now that the root beer candy has been shot, we're gonna move on to the next step and spray some pagan gold. Now that the flake, candy, and clear is complete, it's time to move on to the graphics. And if you like what you've seen so far, stay tuned, because this is where the fun begins. On this part of the paint job, we're going to be spraying some solar gold, laying some ghost graphics with Egyptian gold pearl. Check it out. Now that the solar gold has been sprayed, it's time to move on into the ghost patterns. I'm going to be using an Art Deco design popular in the 1920s, and I'm going to be using a Spanish gold candy to give this really cool effect. Stay tuned and watch how it happens. In this part of the video, we're going to be laying down some scale effects. This is a really cool design that we're going to be laying on the right and left portion of this pagan gold candy flaked area, as well as the fenders. So check it out and I'll show you how it's done. Now for one of the final stages in this paint job is the leafing and the striping. We're going to be using House of Color Chrome Yellow as well as variegated leaf to separate the graphics and really make this paint job pop in the sun. Well, the paint job is complete, and I have to say I'm so happy the way that it turned out. It came out exactly the way I planned it in the very beginning. The colors, the flake, the candy, everything pops beautifully. Stay tuned for episode 4, where we're gonna be assembling the motorcycle, taking it for a test ride, and giving it to our customer. Make sure you go to rushbikes.com today to get your chance to win the Cholo style Softail we built for you. Every piece of merch, every t-shirt, hoodie, and pullover gets you automatically entered to win the bike of your dreams. It's half a shot of 151, half a shot of Grand Marnier, a whole shot of Irish cream, the Pete's Brazilian roasted coffee. It's the best. So I'm gonna start working on the front and rear brakes, getting these changed out, while Stacy wires up the rear fender, the rear license plate, as well as the rear brake and turn signals.
We're gonna be using the Bad Dad license plate bracket with the LED mount. And then also we're gonna go ahead and use the Bad Dad 3-to-1 turn signals. And then we'll go ahead and get the wires and have everything mounted up and ready to go so we can go ahead and install the rear fender.
Assembly is right on schedule. Stacy's already completed the license plate, the taillights, and the fuel pump. The gas tank is ready for gas. I went over the bike and got everything buttoned up. After installing the handlebars, the fishtail exhaust, the engine dress-up kit, this bike really stands out. Now let's move on to the headlights. So right now we're going to be doing some modifications to the front end. extended visor on the headlight, extended visor on the passing lamps, as well as some really kick-ass clear lenses from Probeam. These are custom dynamics, really nice. So after this, we're going to be moving on to the 10s, which is definitely my favorite part of the build. Specifically took measurements off of the motorcycles, like on the spokes. We measured from the axle out to coincide with the spokes. We took another measurement right here from this, from the highway bar coming back, spreading each individual fan, you know, 1.25 inches, so everything is perfectly symmetrical. When I think about Aztec and I think about like the Mexican culture, I always think about like those Aztec warriors with the leaves and a lot of artwork that I've seen. You know, they'll make them out of feathers or bears, you know, bear hide, and I wanted to implement, you know, kind of like the feather look on it. The customer loved his seat. He loved the feel of it. So we decided to bring in Third Coast Custom Upholstery to actually cut, trim, and design this seat. Some of the modifications that we did to the original seat was 1, trim the sides to sit to the body lines of the motorcycle. 2, extend the back tail of the seat to flow more with the rear fender. And 3, extend the front portion of the nose of the seat to blend in a little bit more to the back of the gas tank. And with all of that being said, let's get on with finally completing this build. As I was saying, the seat wasn't easy. What we did, we shaved down the sides, contoured the seat to go to the body of the motorcycle, as well as extended the rear of the seat to flow a little bit more with the rear fender, as well as extended the front end to swoop a little bit more into the gas tank. What a beautiful ending to an amazing story, and the bike says it all. You know, I think one of the most important things to understand when you're building your own motorcycle or you're having somebody assist you with building your bike is that these bikes do not come overnight. It takes time, it takes planning, it does take patience, and definitely a little bit of money. But never compromise on anything. If there's something that you want, save, plan, do what you want to do. I think it was really awesome that one of the viewers on YouTube found us and decided to send his bike over to us for Rush to do his build. All right guys, so it's Saturday, it's a beautiful day. My customer Jacinto just got here. He's about to pick up his brand new, well, new to him, built bike from Rush Bikes. I'm excited, I know he's excited. So, well man, it's been a long road, but man, I'm really excited. So come on in man, let's check it out.
Man. How you feeling?
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. Crazy, man. Dude, that thing is awesome, dude. I love that. That is awesome. The paint job. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I love the paint job, and then of course the LED lights. They look, I mean, they just add to it. It's great. I love those wheels. Everything just fits together. It's perfect. It just fits good. I love it. I told him what I wanted. He exceeded it. He did great.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more builds just like this or even better, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down at the bottom. And last, if you want to own a Cholo style Softail, don't forget to go to rushbikes.com. We have t-shirts, hoodies, pullovers. Every piece of quality merch is your chance to win this. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.